We are at Province 8. This is Province 8 Live. We are here with Eden's Dawn today. Eden's Dawn is a sensation. They are a phenomenon. They are a wonderful husband and wife. They are a team. They are a group. They are taking Houston by storm. We're going to give them their flowers up front. Let's go. Let's
I
go.
love the intro.
Let's go.
Intro.
So this is Eden's Dawn. We're at Province 8 Live. This is our podcast, and we are talking to this wonderful, dynamic duo today, spreading love and positivity in the world. I love to see it. If you're not familiar with Eden's Dawn, they are streaming. They've got music out there that's amazing.
Got an album out.
Got an album out. Working on some new projects.
Yeah.
Got some upcoming projects.
Yes, sir.
On the way. A lot of different things taking place. So today we want to talk to you guys about who you are, right? What you've been doing, what you're currently doing, and what some of your future goals are. We'll talk about this wonderful chemistry that you have that is rooted in love and faith. Let's talk about Let's talk a little bit about that, and let's talk about family. So I'm gonna hand it over to you and get you to tell us just a little bit about yourself. What you've been up to, what you're doing right now. Let me know.
Well, the past 12 months, since we moved to Houston from San Antonio, Texas, we've hit the ground running. I mean, we said we was going to do music. He believed in me and said we're going to do music together. And it's been a force. I mean, we just out here loving each other out loud and singing to whoever wants to hear.
Loving each other out loud. I like that. I like that. I like that. King Jossie,
Yeah, man.
tell us a little bit about what's going on, man. Tell us what you got going on today. How you feeling?
Well, I feel good. I feel great, actually. What we got going on? Well, you know, we started. We're on our third event at the Province 8.
We're at third event.
We're currently working on our third event at Province 8. Yes.
Province 8. The first two were amazing. We're going on our third one, January 10th. All-white event right here at the Province 8 Studios. So the first one was amazing. Second one, same thing. Those are our shows. We at the partnership with Province 8, Eden's Dawn of Province 8. So that's been going. Before that, when we got to Houston, like I said, we hit the ground running, doing shows everywhere. And it's crazy, Ezzy, it's crazy how the fan base grew.
Right.
In just 3 months, it was like, is that right? Did somebody buy me followers?
Right.
Did it really jump that high?
Right.
Is that really what it looked like? So, but the city of Houston's been very, very receptive to us.
Good.
Very receptive
And
to
welcoming.
us. Welcoming the music, our brand. They've been very supportive. It's nothing like when you performing and you're not Drake famous, you're performing and people know the words.
Right.
That's crazy. That's
Right.
a beautiful feeling. So
Right.
they've been real receptive to us, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's really
Yeah.
getting that energy from the people.
Yeah, you guys are doing great. The events here at Province 8 have been awesome. You know, full transparency.
Yeah.
You know, we have worked together, right? This is still a very non-biased podcast, even though of our relationship, right? But I definitely, it's something that we do here. We, sit down and we have interviews with amazing, talented people who are in the Houston area that are contributing to the space.
It's a lot.
You guys have come from San Antonio to the Houston area, and you are currently contributing to the space. And you are showcasing other artists around the city of Houston that have amazing talent with your shows and bringing, some viewership, right? Bringing eyes, bringing attention on those artists as well with your show. So I think what you're doing is absolutely amazing. Tell me a little bit about that transition from San Antonio to Houston. Was it hard? What was What's that like? What is the, how different is the landscape, the music scene in San Antonio
You only
compared
get
to
two
Houston?
different answers.
You get two different answers?
Two different
Okay,
answers.
let's see what we got. What we
Go
got?
first. Go ahead. Was it hard?
Was it hard?
Was it hard? That's the first question.
I don't want to say it was hard
Okay.
because I was making it hard mentally, but it was. I'm born and raised there. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't know anything else,
Okay.
so it was comfortable. So I was afraid of moving and being uncomfortable. I was like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know if people are gonna really like our music. And he was like, what can't we do there that we're doing here? Like everything we're doing here, we can do that there too.
Right.
And he was like, the only shots you miss are the ones that you don't take.
Right.
And so it was a nerve-wracking for me, but it's been an exciting roller coaster.
Have you adjusted? I mean, now, how do you, because you've been here, how long have you been here now?
We've been here, 8 months? It hasn't even been a year. It's been 8 months.
Do you feel like you've adjusted, or is
I
it still
wouldn't say
kind of?
adjusted. I think it don't even feel real.
Okay.
I think I'm still like, ain't no way I didn't move to Houston and doing music.
Still like
and
a
taking
dream.
myself
Oh.
serious with my husband.
Let's go.
This is crazy.
And I would tell you, was it hard? Absolutely not. It was easy.
Gotcha.
So coming out of DC, for me,
Right.
I'm not from San Antonio. I came to San Antonio, met her, never left. Right?
Okay, gotcha.
My story's a little different. I wasn't
Right.
as attached to it as she was. But nevertheless, I was running a restaurant in San Antonio. And once we started doing music, once we started doing music, San Antonio and Houston are different. They're two different cities, especially for us in our community, our tribe, our culture. It's not the same.
Right.
And what we stand for, sonically, with the music, we get a better response here. Now, prior to moving here, we were coming up here with Eno Joe.
Okay.
We were coming up here.
Okay.
We had some business with him, and I got a chance to see the city for what it was and the vibe of Houston.
Right.
And DC is Chocolate City. Houston's like a southern version of that, in my opinion. So I feel right at home. Being the only difference is the accents that people have.
Right.
So, coming here, as far as living in San Antonio, and I'm gonna say it ain't my home. So I can say it, they don't support the radio stations, the people.
Okay.
What we're doing here didn't work when we tried it in San Antonio.
Gotcha.
The people don't come together. The artists don't come together.
So was it more on the the music scene, the live performances versus, or is it like the live performances, the radio play,
All of it.
all of it? Gotcha.
The whole system, whether it's the radio play, people don't share your music. They don't even, you'll follow somebody, won't follow you back. No one comes out to your shows if they're not a part of it. There's no working together. There's no collaborations. There's no combining resources and making anything happen.
But it's also because, I'm sorry to interrupt, San Antonio is more of it's a military. There's a
There's a military base out there. Which military base is out there?
Yes,
It's like five, isn't it? 4 or 5.
There's
Fort Sam,
Randolph.
But yeah, it's a lot.
And
Okay,
then,
gotcha.
Yeah,
But they're like 15, 20 minutes of each other.
Gotcha.
They're like, it's a
and so
desert.
it's more of if you're ready to just settle down and be with your family and you're not really into the nightlife, that's the place to go. But if you're trying to start a business and you need support, San Antonio is not the place to go if you're not already established. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make it happen there, but it is going to be a little
bit
harder.
more difficult.
Because I've been in San Antonio my whole life, and we were doing music there prior for at least a year or so. Not saying that we didn't get some traction, but we've been here in Houston, and it hasn't even been a full year, and we've already developed a big amount of people that are fans and that come out and support. Versus in San Antonio, it wasn't the same at all.
Right.
It was totally different.
And that's all I mean by it. It's the same thing, like she said, it's a good city to live. But if you're trying to do something, what we're trying to do. So, again, I told you I'm running a restaurant. I quit my job, took what I had, and moved to Houston right here in Katy. Moved to Houston just for music. Because after surveying the landscape, I just believed in the city so much. And they showed so much love, and they were ready for what we have to offer. The city was ready for it.
Right.
And not just the people, but even the other artists. You know, we meet artists all the time, and then we're friends.
Right.
Like we're friends. You know, hey, come do the show. Yeah, I'll be there, and then they come. Even if they're not performing, they'll come out to support, and we do the same thing. So, man, I love music.
So it was really easy for you guys coming here to integrate yourself into the environment, the landscape, the musical landscape, the performance scene landscape.
We had shows booked before we even touched down.
Wow, that's amazing.
Before we even touched down, when I was in San Antonio, I said a lot of the attraction with last to come to Houston was that, you know, it's the attention we were getting from Houston while living in San Antonio. So I reached out to
Lady Nate.
Lady Nate.
Okay.
And say, hey, we're gonna be in the city in like 2 months. 'Cause I think I had some time. And she was like, oh, I gotta get you on the first show. She has her Sept on Wednesdays there.
Shout out to Lady Nate.
Shout out to Lady Nate over at the Getaway. And as soon as we got here, she was like, come up here and do it.
Right.
And then we did that. I think a month later, we were performing for Epic Records.
Wow.
And then,
Wow.
like 2 weeks after that, Rock Nation.
Rock Nation.
Yeah, we were with the Weatherman and all
Right.
that, you know, Big Bronx and all that. So things have been happening. You know, Teddy Tuesdays is going crazy out
Shout out
here.
to Teddy Tuesday.
Shout out to Teddy Tuesdays. We're already booked for South by Southwest.
Right. That's big motion. You guys got big motion going on. That's good, right?
And in 2 years in San Antonio, Crickets, like nothing happened.
Nothing happening.
And that's not nothing personal, just the city. It's just not
made for that.
It's not made for
That's
that.
not the scene.
It's just a city that is just not made for that. You know,
Right.
it's a Porsche coupe is nice, but you try to fit a family and it ain't designed for that.
Right.
So for the purpose you need it for, it's not going to be good. So yeah, to answer the question, it's very easy coming here and living here.
Yeah. And you guys, you know, you're just talking about fitting the family, you know, Porsche coupe. You guys are family oriented. You have a family, you know.
Yeah, we do.
You are working together as a duet, as a group, so to speak, right? I know you have individual projects as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So I have dropped my first album last year.
Okay.
No, I dropped it this
Like-
year.
like-
This year,
Was it this year?
2023.
It was this year. I dropped it in April.
What is it, Dr. Neighbor?
Yes.
The name of that project. What's the name of that
Lou
project?
Vixen.
Lou Vixen.
Lou Vixen. If you wanted to know who Lou Vixen is, if you want to know her personality, this album lets you know like who I am. It lets you know how I love,
Right.
how I deal with my emotions. You can kind of hear who my favorite artists are listening
Okay.
to it,
Okay.
and it just gives you insight about who I am. It's very personal,
Okay.
I would say. He hasn't dropped his yet, but when he do drop his, he got some baby making music for y'all.
That's crazy. That's wild. But I had to shelf my album, and the reason why, I was doing mine before we were doing us.
Okay.
Because when the music bug bit me, and I was like, oh, this is what we want to do, it hit me a little faster than her. So I was ready to go, and I was going, and she wasn't there yet. So I had ran through I got like an album and a half, almost 2 albums done.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I noticed who I was with her versus who I was without her. And I noticed the response that
Gotcha.
I got with her versus without
Without
her.
her.
And as good as my solo music is, and the response that I did get from it was good, but the Eden's Dawn response felt better in terms of it was more needed.
Got you.
It was more needed
I can
because
see that.
without her, I'm him.
Right.
And he is, he's not me.
In a different space.
In a different space.
Right.
So being with someone, going on 5 years, I've changed as a person.
Right.
And to get on that stage or to get in that booth, put that mic in front of you, and to be able to spit your truth, now it doesn't feel the same.
Got you.
It feels like I'm talking about something that's not current.
Right. A previous life.
Yeah, a previous life.
Previous life.
Yeah, it's like when I listen to my music, I feel like I'm reading a history book.
Right.
instead of book of current events.
Right.
So the relevancy of the music doesn't hit the same. So I had to, it would definitely conflict with the music we have out now.
Got it.
So
Got
shelf it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
Okay.
But our brand is very important. How we are perceived is very important. And I wasn't concerned with the message. I wasn't concerned. I just was like, I'm nice, so I'm just doing me.
Yeah.
But now,
Come out with a time capsule album down the road.
now see that
You know
part.
what I mean? You come back and be like, hey, this is a nice little time capsule album, you know, like the Lost Files or something like that.
That would be dope.
And you know, you do that somewhere down the road, maybe with that material, right?
I'm definitely not gonna scrap it because it's good. I'm telling you, it's dope. It's
Right, right.
But it just, yeah. I mean, I would have to figure out a way to, like you said, like a way to put it out
And
without
have it
without people being
receptive.
confused.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
without
right,
people
right.
being like, oh, I need to. Hey, this is, you know.
Yeah.
This is the.
We could put a real good video together.
This is the prequel to the movie that you're watching, Time Before the Dawn, or something like
Time
that.
Before the
That's
Dawn
right,
would
Time
be
Before the Dawn.
nice,
I
right?
freestyled that.
I like that. Look,
Time
look,
Before
we're
the
making magic happen
Time
here
Before
on
the Dawn, you
on
know.
the scene.
But yeah, it's definitely good stuff. It definitely, but I'm just not him. It's not I'm not angry. I'm not as materialistic. I'm not.
You guys are in a good space.
Yeah.
You know, I think I met you guys about 4 months ago. We were having an event here.
Mm-hmm.
The lights didn't come on, and we
There was
were
a
in.
storm that day,
There was a
right?
storm that day, right? It was an open mic night, and you guys, it was the first time that you were going to perform here, and you know, God, the universe, a higher power had other plans,
The
right?
seed was planted and it was watered.
And that, you know, I think, you know, that really cemented my perception of you, right? Both of you. Because I know you came to perform, and everybody came to perform, but, you know, usually the lights go out, we didn't have a microphone, we didn't have anything. Everybody stayed, right? And it just really showed the character and the caliber of people that were in the room that night. And then what we shared, because it was almost like a kumbaya event without the
drums.
and without the
But
fire.
we did have acoustic guitars.
We did have
Because
acoustics
Destiny
that
was there,
night.
and somebody
Destiny
else,
was
who was
there.
the other?
Sion. That was the lady. Her name is Sion.
That's
That
the
was
sign you were talking about.
Right.
Got you.
Yeah.
We was in the dark. I couldn't
Yeah.
even remember her face because we was pitch black. In
It
here.
was pitch black. We
There was
didn't
no
have
lights.
lights.
No
We didn't have
power.
candles. We didn't have anything.
And you didn't cancel the show.
No, not at all.
We just made it work.
And
the way
we
it was.
made it work, and everybody really contributed. But you know, the authenticity of that night, the genuineness of the people that were there, the character, like I said, and then getting to learn your story, getting to see both of you together, getting to see the love that you share, right? And then identifying the music that you're making, because the music that you're making, even though it's in the R&B space, in a hip hop space, it is very different than what's currently out on the market. How do you feel about the space that you're performing in with the music that you're presenting? Because it is very different than what's out there in the landscape right now. How is that being received, and how do you guys feel about what you're contributing to the culture?
You know, sometimes we get on the mic and we come and we're just loving each other and doing what we love and we're performing. But the responses that we get, it fuels us in a whole nother way. I didn't even realize that us loving each other was so healing. It's literally antibiotics for broken hearts.
Yeah. I think that the way that you interact with each other, the way that you know, the genuineness in it, it is infectious. Because you know, I've been in relationships. I'm not in a relationship now, and I think that when I see what you guys have, you know, I can see how people want that for themselves, right? And we are in a space, I think, in our culture where, you know, divorce rates at 50% if it's not higher than that.
Higher than that.
You know, a lot of people aren't getting married, you know, aren't really entering into relationships out of love. They're entering into relationships out of, you know, some other type of reason, right? We live in a capitalistic society, and so a lot of things are, you know, financial oriented, or, you know, they're very on a surface level, very materialistic. And I think a lot of relationships nowadays are missing the core of what you guys have and what you exhibit. What keeps that going for you?
I would say how necessary it is. There's a space for, there's a need for it. I think that's what I would say. And even while we're making the music, we're not even factoring in, oh, it needs this. It's just not true.
Right.
But the response tells us from other people is that, wow, man, it's a breath of fresh air. It's a nice alternative to everything that's out. And I notice when we do the shows, when we do them with other artists, a lot of the times we're like the only ones up there talking about what we're talking about. The only ones up there looking like what we're looking like. The only ones up there, that's the only ones up there.
Right.
And so while we're doing it, because there's a need for it, there's supply and demand. I really believe if you move talent aside, take away talent, oh, they sing good, they rap good, they look good. If you move all that aside, I believe a lot of our recognition, a lot of our attention, a lot of that comes from you're the only ones doing it. I haven't seen nothing like that.
Right.
So that keeps me going too. That keeps me doing it. I'm like, baby, now it's bigger than just doing music. We'll be letting a lot of people down if we stopped.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's like, and she don't want us, man. They need us. It's like, who's talking like this? And it's going back to when I was talking about my solo album. The solo album, I'm looking at that, and I look at the music now, and I'm like, this is good, but they don't need that right now.
Right. Right.
This is good, but they need to hear this.
Yes. Yes.
And the fans, I want to say the community, the
Right.
supporters.
Right.
They say as much.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
saying it.
Yeah.
So.
No, look, when I heard your music the first time, I was completely, what's a good way to describe? I was, you guys, you know, cliches took my breath away. You guys,
Oh, thank you.
you know, kind of caught me off guard. You T-boned me really, because I was like, it was not what I was expecting. And I had listened to your music prior to the first time I heard you perform. I'd heard some of your songs. But when you perform, it's different. It's electrifying. You guys are performing your songs. You're talking about love in a very modern space, right? And you're almost like a time capsule, because you invoke all of these emotions and memories that, like, for me, that I grew up on when I heard, like, my parents listening to some Smokey Robinson or some Marvin Gaye. You're almost timeless with your sound, right? You can, I mean, it's very present and modern 2024, but I could, see like almost every song that I've heard of yours, in a retro video that shows up somewhere in the 60s or the 70s, right? But when I heard you guys for the first time perform, I was like, these guys are different, right? They're not. They're so different that they're needed, right? They're needed. People need to hear, like the masses need to hear you, because I think that we have a lot of the same that's out there right now, and you guys are so much a breath of fresh air, right?
I appreciate
You guys are so much a breath of fresh air, and you're really needed in the space. Because we need to see, especially our young generation, right, of black males and little black males and little black ladies, right? They need to see this, right? Because we have a lot of negativity from a cultural standpoint that is so commonplace, right? And we don't have a whole lot of positive images out there. So you guys are great. I don't want to put a whole lot of pressure on your shoulders with saying all of that. But how do you guys feel about your contribution not only to the music culture but to like black family?
Oh, that's the most important part.
Gotcha.
That's important for us. That nuclear family. That's the most important. Like you said, you heard your mom playing what she said, Smokey, Martin.
I grew up in a different. There's reggae and all kinds of stuff, but
we listen
that
to
feel good music.
So we listen. That's how they felt. Because we all
music.
consume movies, music, the books we read. Like we all consume what we can identify with. Our parents were married.
Right. Right.
They listened to what? Anita Baker.
Right.
When they listened to that. Yeah. So that love they listened to fed them, and in real life, all they did was just disseminate there was a conductor for all the love that they were just disseminating.
Right.
It was coming in and going back out. So that's why your mom listened to it, and in turn it fed it to you too, because you're playing it.
Right.
So, and that's how the family kept going right there. Saturday while you're cleaning up, you're listening to it.
Yeah,
you're just listening to it.
Yeah.
So then you go to the clubs now, and I'm guilty because there's a version of me before her.
Right.
But we outside, we're in these clubs and we're in these spaces, and we're fighting, we're killing,
Yeah.
and we're angry, but we're listening to murder music for the 4 hours or 5 hours we're in the club. Yeah. I'm materialistic, not no more. I was, but I wanted to get money because that's all I listened to was get money music. Wanted to hustle. How I'm going to have this at the age of 16, 17? How can I have these things? I ain't old enough to get a job that can foster these things.
Right.
But I want it now.
Right.
So, oh man, Jay-Z did this. This person did this. This guy did this. So I'm gonna do it too.
Right.
So going back to how it affects the black family, I can't make all that stuff go away. But what I can do is give an alternative, give an option. You're not gonna make all the McDonald's and Burger Kings go away.
Right.
But no, if you set up maybe a healthier spot on the corner, maybe they'll go to it. The people who want to get healthy, they'll come.
They'll go.
You won't attract the ones who not.
Right.
But the ones that do want it and they're looking for it, and if they can't find it, I gotta eat something, so I'm gonna eat this McDonald's.
Right.
Instead of saying, man, I don't want to eat McDonald's, and oh look, is that Edith's Don Salad? So I'm gonna go over there.
Right.
And now, so it's an option, but you gotta set up shop.
Yeah.
You gotta put it there.
Yeah.
So if you build, what's that movie? If you build it, they'll come.
If you build it, they'll
that
come.
That baseball movie.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
He said if you build it, they'll come. So it has to be somewhere to go.
Right.
To make people come to.
Right.
So we're just another alternative. That's all we are. No knock on anybody else or any other music that's out there. So.
Yeah, I love it. Love out loud.
Yeah.
I love it. We are here with Eden's Dawn live at Province 8. This is our podcast. Our guests tonight are Eden's Dawn, recently relocated from San Antonio, stepped out on faith, stepped out on love, taking Houston by storm.
That part.
Tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing on the ground, boots on the ground. Like, where are you performing? Where can people see you if they go out? Like, where is Eden's Dawn going to be?
Well, right now, every month, we're hosting an event at Province 8 Art Studio. Shout out to Ezra. As of now, that's all I got for you, because we got some other things coming and we got to keep it. We want to surprise you, so
Well,
I'm not gonna talk about it yet.
What-
That sounds big. That sounds
I
big.
will say, without giving away too much, shout out to Fash.
Okay.
Shout out to Fash.
Shout out to Fash. And we do have a reality TV show. Situation we're a part of. We'll give y'all more details as they come
That's
to us.
awesome, bro.
But they came to us, and we're allowed to say it, we will.
That's awesome.
Said Teddy Tuesday, South by Southwest.
Yes.
Got that going on.
February.
South by Southwest.
No, February, Teddy Tuesday
Teddy
for
Tuesdays.
R&B night.
R&B couples night, and of course, Teddy called Eden's Dawn. Why wouldn't she? For that. Friday. Next Friday.
Yes.
At
I don't have
the
all the
sports
full-
bar.
Okay.
Can we not talk about that yet?
I don't have all the full details.
Okay, so we'll get back with y'all on that.
But
yeah,
that's going to be here in Houston. That's going to be
Yes.
Sugarland, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
in Sugarland, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
awesome.
in Sugarland,
Awesome.
that's correct.
Awesome.
So we got that coming up.
Good.
Album, man, we're looking at February. Eden's Dawn, Love, The Real Threat album. That's our second one.
Okay.
So we'll keep y'all posted on the exact date. On
How many songs on that album?
We
We're
thinking
choosing from around like 30 or 40, but
Wow.
it's
I think-
only going to be like 12,
Active.
30.
Active. You
It's
guys
supposed
are
to be
active.
13.
Crazy active.
It's man, this is all we do, Ezzy. All
Yeah.
we do is sit and we write,
Yeah.
we record,
Yeah.
and we perform.
Yeah.
This really life for us.
This
Like,
is your
it's not-
life.
it's not a
This is
part-time
your
job.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a part-time job. This is what we do. This is what we want to do.
Right.
That's what the demand is for. I mean, yeah, this is what we're born to do. So that's all we do.
That's good.
This music.
Yeah, I love to see it. You guys live it. You breathe it. It's real. You're sharing it. You're sharing your gift. You're sharing your blessing with the people. That's amazing. I want to know what type of impact. What type of impact does sharing your gift, right? Getting up every day. I know it's life, right? I know you wake up, you're taking care of whatever it's you got to do in the house, whatever you've got to do to get through your day, but you're still producing. You said you're picking from 30 to 40 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. That's commitment, that's drive, that's some late nights, that's early mornings, that's, you know what I mean? You got to go record it. You've got to, you know what I mean? So that's work. What does that do? What does going out, doing the shows, how do you manage that with the family life, with the structure, with taking care of the kids, with getting to school? How does that work? You know, how does that work for you?
So keeping everything in perspective and prioritizing things based on the priority. God first. So nothing trumps that. Our marriage second. Nothing trumps that. Right? Family third. Nothing trumps that. Then there's the music.
Right.
Nothing trumps that. So doing everything in the order of importance and priority, that's how you do it. Because people, you ever heard somebody say, I don't know, take a celebrity and he says, I had a failed marriage. I couldn't find a balance between work and my relationship. Well, you shouldn't have been trying to find a balance. Your relationship should have just came first.
Gotcha.
That should have been the priority.
Gotcha.
You do that, and then you do the work.
To work.
If take the relationship out of it, you're single, whatever.
Right.
I'm trying to find a balance between my personal life, having fun, and my goals. You shouldn't be trying to find a balance. Do the goals.
Right.
And if there's something left, then you have a personal life. But
Right.
you should be able to sacrifice that.
Right.
So getting up in the morning, keeping the main thing, and then moving on from there as what's important to you. And that's how you get things done. We got all these songs done. We do shows all the time because we prioritize it. It's important to us. Now, do I have much of a social life? Do I have guys night out? So you have girls night out? Not so much,
Right.
if at all. But that's because that's not what's important.
Yeah.
And you should be willing to sacrifice, the current year of your life. You sacrifice that for the rest of your life.
Not a lot of people are willing to sacrifice, though. You know what I
And-
mean? Not a lot of people are willing to sacrifice. We're we're very blessed.
But that's why it's special for the people that do.
That you guys
Like you
are.
said, it's not a lot of people willing to do it. But you gotta have purpose in life and a mission, a goal. I mean, a soldier without a mission just standing around.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
and we do feel like we have a mission. We have a message to spread, a vibe to vibrate, and that's why we do it. And because we stay keen on that, it really makes it easy. It's really not hard. It'd actually be harder for me to be out right now shooting dice on the corner or doing something different than where I'm at right now, because this is business.
Right.
It'll be
Right.
hard for me to
Right.
do something that has nothing to do with business.
Right.
No, if I'm not in the gym, you know, with the kids, with her doing music, you know, or in my studies, then I'm like, then what? I'm wasting time, because those are more important.
And you know, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
When you with the children, we do it also for our children, because there's not a good example out there for them. Like in the world, it's all the trash, and we do our best to stick together in our relationship, to keep the Most High first, and to show them, don't settle. Don't just get a 9 to 5 and just work every day. If there's something in you that's nudging you and saying you could do it, do it. It requires sacrifice. It requires long nights. You know, they're here with us right now while we're doing this interview. But I'm showing them, this is how you do it. This is how you love. This is how you keep the Most High first. This is how you stay focused. This is what it looks like.
Right.
It's not always pretty.
Right.
Sometimes it's staying at one place for hours, and you got to make sure that you keep yourself together and you keep doing it. And so it's deeper than the music. It's also showing our children, this is how you pursue your dreams, and this is how you do it, and this is what it looks like. But this is going to be the end result of it if you stick to it. So
That part.
it's more than the music. It's deep, and it's healing too. Loving him makes me better for the world. Not like really like when I love him, it makes me want to sing better. It makes me want to do more. It makes me want to dig deep.
This is infectious. I love it. This is the kind of love. This is the kind of relationship. This is the kind of leadership that I would love to see more of taking place amongst our people, within our culture. And I'm so glad that you guys are here today to share
Thank you.
that with us. Right? Eden's Dawn, Love Out Loud,
Thank you so much.
right? Taking Houston by storm. We appreciate you being here
Thank
today.
you so much for having us.
Thank you.
You're
guys.
welcome.
All right, man.
You're welcome.
All right, bless up.
You're welcome.
Thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
brother.
Queen, you're welcome. I love it.